Have you ever been to a tournament and maybe you're like round 3, round 4, and your next opponent is someone you never heard of? This is especially common in Japan, where there are so many hidden beasts that can hunt people in ranked. And you're like, man, I don't know anything about this player. I wish I could see their replays. And while Capcom has been struggling to do 4 characters and no stage per year, since the time of Street Fighter V, we've always wanted a CFN on mobile. It would be so cool to just search for a replay, search for a player, and just look up on the replay from your phone. This is why replay channels on YouTube are so popular, but still it's not tailored to our needs. And the CFN app would be so cool to have. So I made one, kind of. I really wanted to find a replay and watch it from my phone. Ideally when I'm abroad or on a tournament, or just have like a break from work. So I made what's called Street Fighter 6 Replay Fetcher, and I imagined a bot that could turn on this PC, talk to the server, open up Street Fighter 6 and search for a queue of replay IDs and record them. So I go from here, from a list of commands, and I'm just gonna start by pressing the on button, and that boy just turns on. So I imagine myself going away and say, okay, I have 10 minutes to just watch some of these replays, and this bot right here helps me do all of that. As you can see, my PC just starting booting in the meanwhile, and this bot will tell me, okay, the PC is open, Street Fighter 6 is open, OBS is open, and this is the first part. There is gonna be an agent, let's call, not AI agent, just an agent in Python that will talk to the Telegram bot and say, okay, everything is ready. It's also gonna communicate with the RE framework in order to control the scripts that were created for this purpose. As you can see, the PC has started boot up, and we're gonna see Street Fighter 6 open in just a minute, so to speak. And what's gonna happen is that the moment all the system has booted up, I will be able to post a queue of replay IDs on the Telegram bot. And this beauty is gonna start recording them after doing some automatic menuing to the correct spot of the CFN. So meanwhile, what I'm gonna do is gonna go to Street Fighter Buff site, take some Daigo the Beast replays. Let's pick one. Let's see, you see it says starting up, checking in a minute, but meanwhile I'm gonna prepare the next command. So /rec ID number 1, and I think this one is safe, ID number 2. So right now I have 2 IDs in here that are waiting to be submitted. Meanwhile, the screen turned black. There's RE framework here. You will need the mod faster Street Fighter 6 startup in order for this to work, or it's gonna stay stuck in the press any button mode. If you want to fix this on your own without this mod and find a way to just bypass the press any button menu, be my guest. Anyway, we are ready because the game is here, and you cannot see that because it's hidden in the tray, but also OBS is open right here, and we're gonna leave it open for the moment. Generally it's just hidden, okay? So I'm gonna send this command, right? If I can, okay, and see what happens here. I'm just gonna rotate this a little bit. As you can see, I'm not doing anything. It's gonna menu manually, automatically to the replay. Even if it was in a different tab, it will automatically recognize the spot and start with the very first replay from Daigo Umehara and the ED matches. And while it's doing that, as you can see here, OBS in a minute is gonna start recording on its own, because thanks to RE framework, we are able to know when a replay is about to start. And so the replay is just gonna go on. The recording is gonna stop exactly the moment one of the 2 characters wins, and then it will menu back to the second one which will find automatically and start record the second one. I never tried a long list of IDs, I only did up to 5 to this moment, but I don't plan to do more than that actually per single command. And also I don't want to overcharge the setup, you know? Overcharge? Whatever, I'm Italian. So I'm just gonna pause for a moment and see what happens after this. We're here and the record was a little bit too late, but trust me, it stopped on its own. And now you should see that the screen is gonna go back to the previous menu and search for the new ID, which is gonna be the same opponent but a different ID right there, as you can note. And it's gonna do the same thing over and... oh no, it's a different ID. I'm so good. You see, it's a different replay. Okay. So we're gonna wait for this record to finish and then we'll see what happens, because the question is, how are we gonna see this from our phones? And I have a home server that coordinates all of this together with the PC, and I have some storage. I have 6 terabytes in RAID. So the first idea was I could just upload them there and just watch the replays via Jellyfin or any similar program. Why didn't I choose YouTube? Because I was gaslit to believe that the YouTube API had a very strict limit of like 5 replays per day. And so I was like, oh, it's not worth it. Maybe sometimes I need to do more. And so I just stopped considering this option. But for better information, it looks like it's not 6, it's actually way more. So what's gonna happen is, after this replay is done and all the queue of replay IDs I asked the bot to record is done, the PC automatically is gonna start 2 processes of upload. The first one in my server, in my local storage to Jellyfin, which I can access via Tailscale, and the second one is gonna be on YouTube. So they're gonna be private replays on my YouTube, which I can see. And I think you need some kind of verification of the project to make them unlisted. Or also I can think you can just change them manually. So if you want to record a replay like this and just share it with a friend of yours because they might be the one who needs some intel, now you can do that without exposing your local server. So the replay is over, and in a moment, it's a little bit slow on this part, I don't know why, but as you can see here, it says queue ready, please get focused. These are the 2 replay IDs. And I'll let you know when they're ready on Jellyfin. Fine. So let's wait. Okay, so it's done. As you can see, it says recording over, copying to the server, copied 2 files to the server. The first replay and the second replay. So now I can see them already via Jellyfin. Now it says uploading on YouTube, and in a couple minutes it should just give me 2 links, private links, that I can access after the codec is done. As you can see here, we have 2 links right here. It's very likely that YouTube hasn't processed yet the videos, but the moment they have... oh, okay, it's ready already. I mean, it's dark. Yeah, it's still processing. You can see one previous test I made with another Daigo video. It's right here. I've made some tests, and for a queue of like 5 replays, without counting how many rounds every game was and how long every round was, to be able to watch via Jellyfin 5 replays, it took me 12 to 15 minutes from the moment I used the on command, which is the one that turns on my PC. So I think it can be pretty useful. Of course, you will need, for this current format, a server, because you need a way for the Telegram bot to send a magic packet that turns your PC on. So I have no idea at the moment if you can do the same thing without a server hosting the Telegram bot or anything like that. So I'll leave this to you. But I think the results are pretty cool. As you probably wondered, this whole project is vibe coded. I'm not a programmer. I have an idea of when and why things will go wrong because I've been spending time on the computer for a long time, but I didn't write the code for this. So the code is gonna be shit, and I don't endorse use of AI in art. I was pretty skeptical towards programming, but people who are more expert than me just said, trust, it's fine. So I was like, fuck it. Of course, the code is gonna be shit, and I'm planning to release this code full open source on GitHub so that anybody can just use it, modify it, do whatever you want. I'm not gonna sell this shit, I don't care. Also because anybody can recreate this with like 1 week. It took me 1 week, maybe people are gonna be more efficient than me. I just want people to test this first, some friends, some people who I trust, and when they confirm that the tests are okay and this is actually feasible, I'm gonna release the GitHub for this. So, I was very frustrated that Capcom is really not doing anything for the community, or basically anything for the community, and I really want this thing out since the day I started playing Street Fighter 5. Especially now that we have access to all the knowledge via CFN. And I think it's cool that there were so many people who thought about things like this. Maybe not this specific project, but... So I want to shout out Wael, the modding Heaven community on Discord, and Arkeganda, who made a repo Street Fighter 6 replace data, which gave me valuable information on how to navigate parts of the menu. I'll link it. If you have an idea, let me know. If you think this project is cool, let me know. If you want to insult me because I'm a fraudulent programmer and I vibe code this shit, you are absolutely allowed to do so, and I kind of deserve it. I just wanted to see this become a reality. And yeah, I hope I can release this to everybody. I hope this works for everybody. I'm sorry if it doesn't, I'm trying my best. And yeah, Capcom, please do your shit. I really want Capcom to become CapGod again. And okay, you're not gonna release a Street Fighter CFN mobile figure. Fine, I don't care. Just care about the game a little bit more. Just a tiny bit, please. Would ya? Wraps out. Peace.